What percentage of conspiracy theories end up being true?
Oh gosh.
That's an interesting question. You have to realize, all this alien stuff we're talking about right now, like it's normal. Try doing that 20 years ago. Try doing that 10 years ago. All this stuff that we're talking about aliens today, try doing that 10 years ago. All this stuff about JFK, everybody was,
Okay. Wait.
I have an opinion on that.
The conspiracy theory in this country, the conspiracy theorists in this country are toxic. I mean, I got to lay that out there. Mm-hmm. But part of the reason conspiracies are so hot and prevalent is because of what we were talking about, censorship. If you don't get both sides of the story, you're going to start making stuff up. And you're going to believe whatever you're told about the other side of the story. And that's what a conspiracy theory is.
So what is
you
a
believe what
conspiracy
you're
theory?
told.
What's a conspiracy theory to you? Define conspiracy theory.
It is a mistruth that populates.
So what's the difference between a
grows,
conspiracy
and
theory
grows,
and an
grows.
opinion?
The difference, well, a conspiracy theory is meant to influence your thinking. Your opinion is just
What's
meant to
the
reflect.
definition? Pull up the definition.
See, one is meant to influence other people's thinking, and the other is a reflection of your own thinking, your opinion. That's a personal thing.
Yeah, but your opinion you share with others, that's a form of trying to influence another person, right? So go definition of conspiracy theory.
Prior to social media.
Theory. You just put conspiracy theory. And then go
Plotting
pull up
or-
opinion. Let's see what it is. A belief that some secret but influential organization is responsible for an event or phenomenon.
That's QAnon. That's QAnon in a.
But I don't think that's QAnon. But that's not.
Oh,
you can't say.
please.
But you can't say that. I don't even know what QAnon is. You can't say that. Somebody could say that. If you say that's Fox News, that's CNN. CNN said Russia was a real thing for 3 years, and then you come out the dossiers on the other side. That was it. Would you qualify that as a conspiracy theory?
Right, but I don't think most people think CNN or Fox are news channels. Some
you'd be
people are.
surprised. What are you talking about? We may not. We may not.
I mean,
do you look at CNN and Fox as a propaganda machine?
I look at CNN and Fox as having agendas, and
I do
that's
too.
not news.
Okay, I do too. So what is news to you?
Truly, both sides of the story. Telling both sides of the story. It's what the New York Times used to be. It's what the Wall Street Journal used to be.
So you still don't put WSJ as news today?
WSJ has become a little bit more left-leaning than you would think. But again, my gauge is pure and simple. If you're going to put Joe Q out there in his opinion, you're going to say, but this person maintains that, ... You have to give both sides, or it's not news, then it's opinion.
A belief that some covert but influential organization is responsible for a circumstance or event.
Yeah.
How do you not believe that? I mean, that's a very realistic thing that has been happening for centuries. That's nothing new.
I know.
Type in opinion definition, Kai. Opinion definition. Mm-hmm. Definition of opinion. What? No. Keep this. Go to a new link. Go to a complete
But
different.
conspiracy theories are why John McAfee went nuts.
I totally agree with you.
Because you start,
By the way,
you start believing it.
When I sat down with Alex Jones and we talked, I'm like, "What are you doing?" I said, "You're just feeding some stuff that's a little too much, and you're doing it over and over and over again." Mm-hmm. So. A view or judgment formed about something, not necessarily based on fact or knowledge, which all of us have them, right?
Sure, of course.
We all have opinions, right?
Right.
But so now what we categorically figured out based on what our friends at Google say is a conspiracy theory is when somebody believes that a powerful organization or institution is covering something up.
Yep.
Which is obviously never happened
is
before.
The ultimate conspiracy theory. I mean, I have friends who
meaning it's not real. Meaning QAnon doesn't exist.
But I have friends who have gone round.
You're saying QAnon doesn't
round
exist.
The bend.
Correct.
Okay, yeah.
Well, I hope it doesn't exist. I mean, aren't they? No, I hope it
Well, me and all my Democrat friends, we all just, eat baby
it's
blood
not,
and
see, no.
and kill babies for, that's
and
what we do on the
That's
weekends.
the thing. If you frame a conspiracy theory as being me and all my Democratic friends, then you give credence to it.
You can't be that naive, buddy. You cannot be that
you give
naive.
credence
Well, that was a joke,
because,
guys. I mean,
hello,
what are we talking about?
Of course,
But-
you're making a joke, but it's also that undermines the fact that there may be some credence to a story that's being told. I'm not saying it is or not. That's not what I'm saying. By the way, that whole story, it's a crazy story. But guess what? There's a group of people that believe some powerful people may be doing something like that. So what are you going to do? So do you just sit there and you say, I don't know about that. I don't know. We shouldn't look into it. So what is journalism? So let's just say I'm a journalist. I work at CNN, Fox, NBC, ABC, CBS, whatever it is. And a story pops on my table and say, hey, Here's a note. I just want you to look into this. Here's what's potentially taking place at this Catholic church. Should I look into it or no? It's a conspiracy theory because Catholic Church is a very powerful institution and organization that's been hiding something for a while. I shouldn't look into it. Did you not see the movie with, what was the guy's name?
The Da Vinci Code.
Not the Da Vinci Code. The other guy that was recently done a couple of years ago. What is the guy's name that was played the founder? He was the, what is the guy's name that played founder, Ray Kroc's guy? He's
Michael Keaton. He played
for the news magazine.
Yes. I saw the movie.
What was it called? It's a great movie, by the way, with Rachel McAdams himself, and they're trying to kind of figure out the cover-up. And then they found all these. Should we not look it up? Should we not hold the government? Should we not look up something?
So this goes back to your initial question. What percentage of conspiracy theories are actually true? Did you have a number that you had in mind?
It's probably a very small percentage.
Less than 10%.
Right, but that's why we look back and we go, wow, Woodward and Bernstein, all the president's men, Aaron Brockovich. That's investigative journalism because they got both sides of the story and they didn't stop digging until they got to the truth and all the facts.
We're not getting both sides of the story.
We're not.
Okay, that's the problem.
In very few outlets.
So what happens if we're not getting both sides of the story? What that makes it is everything becomes conspiracy theory unless if both sides are willing to do some digging. But we're not willing to do the digging because God forbid it's true. Look at Hollywood. Who were they afraid of digging for the longest time? Who was Hollywood afraid of digging for the longest time?
Who were they?
Who were they afraid of? Oh my gosh, we all know what's going on with guys. We can't say anything.
Harvey Weinstein?
You couldn't say anything.
Yeah.
You couldn't say anything.
Yeah.
There's still another guy that's up to this.
And it was endemic.
And people are afraid of saying things. You know,
who?
I had a guy who was a extremely good-looking guy, okay, who worked at Bally's with me. Extremely good-looking guy. He had the green eyes. He was 6'3". He had that little rough around the edges personality. He was doing movies. We did a couple things together.
Hey, baby.
No, not like Adam. No, he had a different personality. Hey, that guy,
no.
Adam's not rough around the edges. Adam's actually sweet. This guy was like a tough
tries,
guy.
Right?
No, he's got the look, but he's not.
Thank you guys.
Yeah,
appreciate the love.
So Sean, this guy. Let's call him Sean. His name is Sean. So,
let's pretend his name is Sean. His name is Sean.
He says to me. He says, I said, so how come you didn't pursue Hollywood? He said, I don't want to talk about it. I said, tell me how come you didn't pursue Hollywood? He says,
because you're in Hollywood at the time, you're saying.
At
you're
the
in
time,
LA.
I'm trying, Anyway, so he says, let me tell you what happened to me. He said, this is when I said no. He says, one day I'm invited to a party with David, David something? What is the big producer, big Hollywood name? Is it Giffen? Is it David something?
David Geffen.
Anyway, something like that.
Geffen,
he says, I'm invited to this party. Now, he tells me the story. He says, I'm at the party. I get invited upstairs with a friend of mine.
Oh, boy.
And he says, come upstairs. And they go upstairs. And when they go upstairs, he says, I've been watching you. He goes, great, awesome. I'm thinking about putting you guys in a movie. He's like, great, I'm finally being found. He says, I'm at my prime. I'm like 22, 23. He says, but before we do anything, I want to see you guys kiss each other.
Oh, okay.
And two dudes?
Two dudes. He said, I want to see you kiss each other.
Okay.
So the other guy is his best friend. He's like, listen, bro, I'm willing to do the view.
We're best friends here, bro. Blood brothers.
We'll take it to our grave.
And my friend was a tough guy. Says, hell no, you out of your mind? What are you talking about?
This is for
he
Hollywood,
says, bro, we're going to make
for
it.
Hollywood.
He says, come on. He says, no, I'm out of here. He says, from that, he says, my friend stayed in the room. I left the party. My friend ended up having a career in Hollywood. Nothing ever happened to me. Okay.
What happened with the friend? Like, how big
I have
did
no
the friend
idea what
get?
happened to the friend. But you got, look, I'm not going to say names for that one. I'm just giving first name on one of them. But this took off. So here's the story. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, let's put everything there. Was I there? No. Could that be an absolute lie? Yes.
Yeah.
Could it be a story made up? 100%. But if that story is told by 200 other men, I think we ought to give a little credibility
Smoke fire.
to something that's going on there. So all I'm saying is, to categorize, there are certain words that are being thrown around right now. Hey, Bitcoin is a scam. No, it's not. It is a tool, right? Hey, such and such is a scam. I used to sell life insurance, right? Hey, insurance is scam. They never pay up.
Right.
Who says they never pay up? Well, you have to go read up to see if they never paid up. The truth is, yes, many insurance companies, PNC, didn't pay up. They will spend so much money to not pay what? The claim. There's a business to not paying a claim.
On the PNC side.
Do you know
never
today on the life
side.
insurance side, no, not on life insurance side.
Exactly.
However, check this out. I had a friend of mine that had a $250,000 policy. He died. When he died, they investigated. They never paid him the policy. When it came back, they said the autopsy, the testing that they did, they spent 6 months investigating this. They found that the urine was his brother's. He was a smoker. He used his brother's urine. They never paid on the policy because he used somebody else's urine to come out preferred versus a smoker.
On the origination of the policy.
On the origination of the policy
that's
because
fraud.
that's fraud. So in contestability clause, they never paid it. I get it. Do you know how much insurance?
Did he die within 2 years?
He died within 2 years.
Oh, so the 2-year contestability
Sure, I get
mark,
it.
done.
I totally get it. Check this out. Do you know how much insurance is right now, claims that have not been taken and not have been called to insurance carriers?
Meaning someone died, they had coverage.
But no one knew about it, and that money is still with the insurance policy.
God, this is going to be a huge number.
Do you know
It's
what the
gotta
number?
be in the billions.
22, give or
Wow.
take.
22 billion?
22 billion hasn't been.
Sitting there.
Sitting there. They just need a death certificate to get $500,000, to get $1 million, to get $250,000. So look, so somebody says, well, insurance companies this. No, there is the part that they fight claims. But, you know, the conspiracy side, everything today, if you say something somebody disagrees with you, it's this. That's what I mean by the I'm not talking about the guys that spout stuff over and over and over again. It's like, dude, chill out, relax a little bit, right? Don't just take everything as 100%. The way I see it is, you give me a claim, I say, you know what? I don't know. Let's look it up. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? And we kind of go through it. So I don't know what happened here with our friend John.
Yeah.
It just sounds a little too fishy, man. That's all it is.
Oh
It's
God,
a little too fishy.
this is like Epstein.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking. This is a little too.
Let me bring you a different perspective here. You know, we talk about the pros and cons of social media. You know, what social, I mean, we're in the digital social media business. Is good. Like the fact that we're all just able to sit here on a podcast and give our opinions, and obviously there's some credence and credibility.
Yeah, but God
to what
knows
we're talking
what they're
about.
going to do with this footage right now.
Well, touche, yes. But the reverse end of it, speaking of conspiracy theories, is, and you talked about opinions, is now everyone can just get on their phone and give you their opinion. And, you know, the cat's out the bag. Like, anyone can say anything, and anything can go down any rabbit hole at this point. You know, you could be a person with one follower and just start tweeting stuff, and someone else sees it. Next thing you know, I heard a guy say, it's a slippery slope out there for the conspiracy
by the way, you're
theorists.
hiding behind.
Everyone's got power.
By the way,
these
you're
days.
not yourself. You're hiding behind the veil of anonymity. And
Keyboard warriors can start some stuff.
I agree.
And you would never say these things to people to their faces.
Oh my God.
Ever.
And by the way, you know what's a scary thing about going down the rabbit hole of conspiracy? So I have family members who will tell me, no, this is happening. No, this is happening. No, this is happening. I am naturally so flippant skeptical. Okay, I'm so skeptical with everything that's why I'm I want to find out. I want to do research. Tell me, did that really happen? I don't know about that. I don't believe that. I want to verify. Right?
Yeah.
There are people who want to believe 100% of things that agrees with their base meaning.
Course.
So
Affirmation
if
bias.
you're an enemy and she tells me a bad thing about you, whether it's true or not, I want to believe it because it makes me say that you are really a bad person.
It's affirming Patrick's bias.
That's a problem, and we have a lot of that in America on both sides, by
We
the way.
posted something on Valuetainment Instagram the other day. It was a picture. It was basically everyone getting in line, and you had two options. And one was the line for the uncomfortable truth.
Yeah.
And the other line was for, you know, Fantasyland.
Yeah.
And like 100 people were in line
Yeah.
for confirmation
And
by
nobody
it.
wanted the
And nobody
Watch what
wanted the
happens with
uncomfortable
this.
truth. Kai, you probably could pull that up on.
You know what
on
happened
our,
with it?
on our Instagram?
Is that the one they? What?
It was just a picture of an image,
What
but
did we
it told a
post?
big story.
Huh?
It was Albert Einstein.
He posted a picture of Albert Einstein on Instagram. They took it down. They said this is not good. What was this?
What?
They said it wasn't true.
They said it wasn't true.
You know how they would censor, especially like false COVID claims and
Yeah.
stuff like that? They did that for the Albert Einstein quote that said, like, if you judge a fish based on how he can climb a tree, that was the post where they were kind of giving.
So what's untrue about that?
I guess either it wasn't his quote or
yeah.
somebody else said it.
Yeah.
Or something
So
like that.
Einstein didn't say it. That's what
The quote police. Yeah.
So now they're on the literacy,
Well,
literary quote.
Lincoln once said, "Don't believe everything you read on the internet." Lincoln said that. I don't know if you guys know that. It's a very factual
It's
quote.
true. It's true.
By the way, YouTube, we're joking. We're joking. This is a joke. We're just joking.
There was
okay?
no Twitter when Lincoln was alive.
It's not serious.
Lincoln
buddy.
did not tweet.
Whoever's sitting there just watching what we're doing, we're seriously
okay,
joking.
So I'm
But
I'm,
David-
I'm a clinically hyperactive person. Okay, I mean,
Yep.
this is decaf. Just put that out there. No, you do not want to see me on caffeine. I took 2.5 years out of my life to write a book because the conspiracy theories about the Federal Reserve were so wrong. But at the same time, it was an even worse organization than the conspiracy theorists made it out to be. I'm like, no, you got this all wrong. So that's how
about fed up.
deeply I feel fed up. That's how deeply I feel about debunking conspiracies is that you get a clinically hyperactive person to spend 2.5 years documenting
I love that.
mainly how dangerous.
Pull up the Amazon so people can see the picture. So
we're talking about Janet Yellen being a dangerous person.
Tell me why.
And well, she would go up in front of Congress and she would say, I really didn't understand all that off-balance sheet. I didn't understand what led up to the financial crisis. I didn't understand what was happening on bank balance sheets. And I'm like, this is the woman that's our new Treasury Secretary? Seriously?
So if you enjoyed this little short segment from the podcast that we did, here's another short segment to watch. Or if you want to see the entire podcast, click over here. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.